ఇంగ్లీష్ మెథడాలజీలో స్ట్రక్చరల్ అప్రోచ్కి సంబంధించి నేను అథెంటిక్ బుక్స్ని రెఫర్ చేసి అలాగే బిఎడ్లో డిఎడ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి మెథడ్స్ ఆఫ్ టీచింగ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ బుక్స్ని కూడా రెఫర్ చేసి ద మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఎంసీక్యూస్ అంటే మల్టిపుల్ చాయిస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ని మీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో ప్రిపేర్ చేశాను. చూద్దామా మరి? లెట్స్ గెట్ స్టార్టెడ్. ద ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఈజ్, who directed the language training programs for the American government during World War II, which led to the development of the structural approach? A. Charles Fries, B. Noam Chomsky, C. B.F. Skinner, D. Leonard Bloomfield. The right answer is A. Charles Fries. Next question. Which of the following is not a principle for grading the structures taught in the structural approach? A. Frequency, B. Usefulness, C. Teachability, D. Relevance to context. The right answer is D. Relevance to context. Next question. What is emphasized as the starting point in the structural approach to teaching a language? I repeat the question. What is emphasized as the starting point in the structural approach to teaching a language? A. Vocabulary, B. Pronunciation, C. Grammar or structure, D. Fluency. The right answer is A. Grammar or structure. Next question. Which of the following describes the structural approach method of introducing language items? A. Items are first presented in writing and then orally. B. Items are presented orally before being introduced in written form. C. Vocabulary is introduced only in writing. D. Grammar is introduced in both oral and written forms simultaneously. The right answer is B. Items are presented orally before being introduced in written forms. The next question is, the structural approach is also known as which of the following? I repeat the question. The structural approach is also known as which of the following? A. Situational method, B. Structural situational method, C. Direct method, D. Audiolingual method. The right answer is structural situational method. So B is the right answer. The structural approach is also known as structural situational method. Next question. Which feature of the structural approach makes it particularly suitable for teaching English as a foreign language? I repeat the question. Which feature of the structural approach makes it particularly suitable for teaching English as a foreign language? A. Focus on written language. B. Emphasis on vocabulary acquisition. C. Systematic oral drilling of structures. D. Use of complex grammatical rules. The right answer is C. Systematic oral drilling of structures. Next question. Which of the following is not considered a factor for selecting grammatical structures in the grammatical approach? You have to understand the question first very well. Which of the following is not considered a factor for selecting grammatical structures in the structural approach? A. Frequency of usage. B. Ease of teaching. C. Lexical richness. D. Usefulness for daily communication. The right answer is lexical richness. Next question. What is the main reason for the slow rate of vocabulary building in the structural approach? A. Emphasis on speaking over writing. B. Vocabulary is not explicitly taught. C. Focus on only a few structures. D. Slow introduction of new vocabulary. The right answer is C. Focus on only a few structures. Next question. In the structural approach, the language learning process is viewed as, I repeat the question. In the structural approach, the language learning process is viewed as a cognitive development process. B. A habit formation process. C. A natural communication process. D. A creative language production process. The right answer is B. A habit formation process. Next question. Why did the structural approach receive positive feedback from Indian teachers? Why did the structural approach receive positive feedback from Indian teachers? A. It was easy to implement without any changes. B. It addressed the specific linguistic needs of students in rural areas. C. It did not require teacher training. D. It emphasized written language more than oral language. The right answer is B. It addressed the specific linguistic needs of students in rural areas. Next question. The main reason for the failure of the structural approach in meeting expectations was A. Insufficient attention to vocabulary. B. Overemphasis on oral language. C. Lack of effective textbooks. D. Difficulties in teacher training. The right answer is D. Difficulties in teacher training. Next question. Which of the following materials would best support teachers implementing the structural approach in rural areas? A. Online language tools. B. Teacher's handbook and flashcards. C. Advanced linguistic textbooks. D. Written language exercises only. The right answer is B. Teacher's handbook and flashcards. Next question. The term SOS approach in the structural approach stands for? A. Structural oral situational. B. Situational oral syllabic. C. Structural oral syllabus. D. Systematic oral situational. The right answer is A. Structural oral situational. SOS stands for structural oral situational. Next question. The initial drilling of language structures in the structural approach is crucial because A. It ensures better writing skills. B. It minimizes mistakes by forming correct habits. C. It focuses on fluency rather than accuracy. D. It encourages spontaneous language use. The right answer is it minimizes mistakes by forming correct habits. Next question. The structural approach emphasizes the systematic grading of structures based on A. Their grammatical complexity. B. Their frequency and usefulness. C. The number of words they contain. D. Their adaptability to various situations. The right answer is B. Their frequency and usefulness. Next question. In the structural approach, mastery of grammatical structures is best acquired through A. Reading comprehension exercises. B. Repetition and variation of structures. C. Writing long passages. D. Spontaneous conversation practice. The right answer is B. Repetition and variation of structures. Next question. The structural approach is characterized by which of the following teaching methods? A. Introduction of vocabulary first, followed by grammar. B. Focus on pronunciation before grammar. C. Oral presentation of structures followed by controlled practice. D. Emphasis on free form conversation. The right answer is C. Oral presentation of structures followed by controlled practice. Next question. Which of the following describes a limitation of the structural approach? A. Over focus on written language. B. Vocabulary learning is slow due to situational teaching. C. The structures are too complex for learners. D. It fails to address cultural context in language use. The right answer is B. Vocabulary learning is slow due to situational teaching.